So check this out. This is 7 a.m. this morning. Actually, it's like 7:10, I think. Um, we'll go figure it out in a second. But the sun is, at this point, is at least 15 minutes, 20 minutes over the horizon. It's right in front of you, blinding you. And then at the opposite side of the sky, the moon is still up there. It hasn't even set yet. So if you don't understand, even the presumably flat rule that everyone calls out for land surveying, yet wants to believe at some point they actually measure a sphere. Even the presumably flat model destroys this on the ball that's supposed to be 8,000 miles wide, 35,000 miles circumference, because you would never have these two objects over the same horizon. If you look at a ball, well, see my mouse. Well, at the top of that ball, it would be flat. So imagine this is your own. If you believe you live on a globe, this is your own shit. So imagine that horizon. Here's your ball, and the observer is at at the top of the ball. If you want to believe everything is presumably flat, yet not measurably flat, you get to believe that if you want. But how does two objects stay above that same horizon? So here's your presumably flat ground. Here's east, and then here's west. How would your objects be above this horizon on a ball? Because they should be. Here's your ball. They should be directly in the middle. You shouldn't be able to see both. You should be able to see one or the other or neither. You would never see both full moon and sun above a horizon. It's just not right. Not on the ball model. But we don't need to beat it up. You guys with the small minds and the lack of critical thinking. You're on your own, man. Just like we were on our own. Nobody held our hand. You got to open your mind to just a little something that you might not be the genius you thought you were. As soon as you realize that, as soon as you take your next step, telling yourself, I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to believe that I don't know it all. I'm willing to accept what my senses are going to tell me and what method tells me. Look, you're never going to prove a theory with scientific method in your way. I'll tell you a different way to look at that. You're never going to supersede method with theory. Okay? Theory will never supersede method. Theory will never be better than method. How about we put it like that? Okay? Theoretical models and theoretical survey data, which geodetic surveying is not land surveying. Okay? Land surveying per se is getting out into the field, getting your hands dirty, and surveying land with a set of tools, using a method, a scientific method of measurement that we've been using for thousands of years. It's never changed. The same method we had as flat earthers for thousands of years never changed in the year 1575 or whenever that. Okay, maybe that's a little late, but that's when the Jesuits, basically, claimed their their existence, and that's when it became. That's as soon as the Jesuits made their way to the scene. It was the Dark Ages, and they were off and rolling. Okay, they had already paved the way for them. Okay, it was a very specific. It was an attack on God and reality as you know it. It's the beginning. It was the beginning of this ball matrix. Okay, you may have had Masons out there who, mind you, worked for the same team, trying to theorize Earth being all different kinds of shapes. Well, with the right mathematics, you can almost make Earth look like any shape you want. Even down here at our perspective, you can say it's a pyramid. You can tell them it's a pyramid. And with the right math, using already surveyed land measurements, you can make it look like a ball, a cube, a pyramid. Okay? In the same way that the geodetic model, like WGS 84, in the same way that uses real survey measurements and converts with a table, in this case the Pythagorean theory, the Pythagorean ball, in the same way that they did that, you can use a specific set of math rules, a math table, conversion table, and you can make it look like a cube. Simple. It's the same way it's the same exact thing they do in all of cartography, creating these different map projections. Okay, why do you have different map projections then? Okay, those are all using a different set of math. Because you can actually use, if you have the right conversion table, you can actually use those maps to correct to the proper projection in and find your way in navigation, with navigation using those maps. But if you think you're going to use any old map, like a Mercator map, and if you think that's going to help you get somewhere, and you just look at and you're just going to go east, well, you're going to need something. You're going to need, first of all, you're going to need a compass, and then you're going to need, you're also going to need to know, well, I think I stepped on my put my foot in my mouth on that, but you're still going to need a compass. Now, you don't need any maps if you know how the stars and the luminaries work, and the sun and the moon. I mean, honestly, it's a map. It's a fixed map and clock that on any given day we know. But looking at the sun for the time of day, the moon for the time of month, and the stars for the time of year, and we know how to navigate using those stars and that clock. And you just can't get these things with random, ever changing luminaries. You just don't get that over time. The entire map would change over time. Matter of fact, with motion parallax, speaking of motion parallax, your constellations that you observe from Earth would change shape throughout the night, and some of them, if weren't obvious to the eye, would easily be detected with tools like lasers. But there's no motion parallax, not throughout the night or not throughout the year. not throughout history. Okay? So let me, I know this is kind of long. How much time do we have? I thought it was supposed to stop. Anyway, I'm glad it's not. That's cool. It did have a 10-minute limit. So, check this out. Just to prove what we're dealing with. Sunrise today was at 6:52. Well, the moon didn't set until 7:49, almost an hour later. So for an hour, these two were visible together. For an hour. Think about that. Okay? Here's your circle. Here's your horizon. You're looking at my damn my mouse. Here's your circle. Imagine that's the globe. You're up here. It's the observer. If you're going to presume Earth is flat, then you have to draw a line under you that's perfectly level to you, and that keeps going. That doesn't change in relation to away from you. It's always level. So you have to obey that rule. That means your sun and moon are up above that, somewhere around over here. That doesn't make any fucking sense. One's supposed to be here, and the other one's supposed to be here, offset by 5 degrees. At a full moon, it's actually supposed to be 0 offset. So it's even more of a beating on the globe, because you got 5 degrees give or take. Your new moon you won't see because it's on the same side as the sun. Okay. As depending on the phase, it'll get to 5 degrees off the plane, off the ecliptic plane, and then or 5 degrees the other way. That's why sometimes you'll see, according to the globe model, that's why you see the moon higher in the sky 1 week, and then 2 weeks later it'll be super low in the sky and on the horizon. Okay, but the funny part is it changes size throughout that, and the higher it is in the sky, the bigger it is, because it's closer to you. Oh God. Anyway, there's no point if you're not open to it, because I know there's people just, blindly, like blind monkeys, just trying to, in their head going, you're all wrong, you're just all wrong. Okay, well, correct me then. Show me examples. I can show you the eclipse shadow going the wrong direction. The absolute wrong direction on any globe, using your own globe. Okay? It's simple. It's just, you'll never get a proper demonstration to show with a globe, a proper relative motion demo of that globe. You'll never get it to demonstrate a west to east eclipse shadow path over Earth. It always goes east to west. It always goes the wrong direction. Trust me, I got $1,000 reward still standing. I've had it for years, almost a decade. No one, and you know what? The smart ones, the ones that think they're smart and are smart enough to do a 5th grade level experiment, they run off and and then they never come back because they realize I'm right. And if they came back and if they acknowledged everything, and they have to play a stupid act after that. Anyway, if they tried to be genuine, they'd have to come collect, because they would have to stand corrected and admit. They'd have to drop that pride and admit a flat earther was right. And so anyway, it's a nice shot, ain't it? So let's see. Let's back it up a little. Let me see if we can. There we go. 7:10 a.m. Let's back it up. Oh, does it start at 7? Oh, that's kind of cool. So at 7, the sun is just visible. That's just a reflection on the water. So it's above the horizon, and it's actually above enough to reflect off that atmosphere. So at 7, where's our moon? It should be high up here. Interesting. How did we see it? Oh, there it is. Barely see it. And then at 7:10, oh, we can go to 7:50. Wow, look at that weird ass light. But look at how weird the freaking. And then look at, you don't see anything definitive for the sun. But it's just a weird moment in time, I think. 6:40. Ooh, that's looking cool. Sun's coming out. Oh, look at that shot. Dude, come on. I don't need this shit right now. You're not gonna let me do this my way? There we go. And that's a dope ass fucking view, dude. Where'd we go? Okay. Look at this weird shit. So what they do is they started, that's how dark it was. And that's how slow the camera was. I'm just kidding. I don't know that shit. It probably starts its where did it start? And it probably gets its contrast or its exposure fucked up going towards the sun. Then it ends up looking dark. Because look at how blinding that is. God, this is a fucking phenomenal fucking scene, dude. I think 6:40 might be it. Yeah. Oh, you suck. So that was the 7:10. Hold on. Did that barely fucking move? Oh yeah, it moved. So if you really wanted to show the sun, the moon's trajectory, it'd be a perfectly straight line, actually. Just about. All right, now I'm doing nothing. But there you go. There's your times. Sunrise rose an hour before the moon set. That's the full moon. That's fucking impossible. How are you gonna get? Hold on. I'll show you. So how are you gonna get a moon to go around the sun in the middle? How are you going to get the moon above? Okay, the moon and the sun would be have to be, if you're up here looking at a full moon and the sun in the same sky, you're not going to see, I don't care what your little imagination tells you, but if you're going to presume the earth flat, that means you're not going to be able to see down here or down here. You're not going to be able to see this shit. Okay? Especially when you're on the side here. Okay, I can't say it from that perspective. You're not going to stay with me. But if you're up here, which we'd have, in this case, we have to assume, and you're looking at both of them in the same sky, that means your artificial horizon, which is which you'd have to draw out in this case, would put both your objects up here visible. You sure as hell ain't gonna see through Earth. And I don't care what your imagination is blocking you from seeing right now. It doesn't matter what degree it is. You're not going to see through any of that, even if it's just a hair. Matter of fact, we can't even see below a certain density of the atmosphere. So it's not like you can see straight out anyway. You can only see, hold on, fucking mouse pad. You can only see a degree up. You got atmosphere, mountains. You got the density of the atmosphere keeping you from seeing. That's exactly why you can't see Japan from fucking Seattle. Okay, you got a fucking layer of atmosphere, like a bed of atmosphere, down low, which creates a wall. Like even your weatherman will tell you only have about 10-mile visibility. Okay, but in reality, when you're looking out over the water, you have less because there's way more particles being kicked up. Okay, and you're only going to be able to see clear for a couple miles. And the funny part is the Pythagorean theorem tells you, if you do the math and say you're 5 feet above your 5 feet elevation, you're looking out over the water which is sea level, it's still gonna tell you your fucking horizon's only like 2 miles out. When you can clearly grab I have a camera that can see fucking, as long as the density of the atmosphere allows, you can see 10 to 20 miles out. And you can see the water line, if it's nice and calm enough, it just stays right there, and it keeps going. You can see objects, and you can see the water continue to go. But don't forget, you have swells and wakes and waves that, when the wind is strong enough, kicks up these waves that end up obstructing your objects. Okay, that's why sometimes you see a ship with the hull obstructed. Well, that's fucking swelling. I mean, come on. These swells can be like 20 feet tall. That means the entire horizon you're looking at can be swells that are 20 feet above sea level. Okay? Jesus. I don't know why some of us have to explain this shit. But, I haven't done it in a while. That's why I have the tone in my voice. But I know you idiots are still out there, acting like you don't have to figure this stuff out. You just have to. All you got to do is repeat and regurgitate what you read. That ain't knowledge, dude. That ain't understanding. I'm done with y'all.